Hello, we're going to have a practice now of how to answer those big 8-mark exam case study questions. It's going to be on a topic which hopefully you've been revising or for the restless earth, and it's the tropical storms Typhoon Haiyan. So let's have a look. The question is explain the primary and secondary effects of a tropical storm. Use a case study and your own knowledge, and it's worth 8 marks. So the first thing that we suggest you do is something called bug the question. The B stands for boxing the command words. The U is underline the focus of the question, and G stands for glancing back over the question to make sure you've read it. So the question is explain the primary and secondary effects of a tropical storm. So the command word is clearly explain. Okay, when we're looking for the focus, we're looking for what the question wants us to focus on and answer in our exam question. So it's asking us to focus on primary and secondary effects of a tropical storm. And then finally, glancing back over the question, it also wants us to use a case study, and as I've already said, it's worth 8 marks. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is in your notes, you need to make sure that you understand what is the command word actually asking you to do. We know the command word is explain, but what does that mean? The second thing you need to do is to identify if the answer is point marked or level marked. Now, always for an 8-mark question, it will be level marked because it's asking you to explain something in detail. You'll be needing to answer in full sentences and detailed paragraphs, not writing a list of points. So just a reminder, 8-mark questions, which are always level marked, are levelled into 3 separate tiers. Level 3 is the highest, and that allows you to access 7 or 8 marks out of 8. Level 2 is a clearer answer but less detailed. That allows you to reach 4 to 6 marks, and a basic answer still allows you to get 1, 2 or 3 out of 8. So if you just have a quick look at the descriptions here, it explains what kind of thing they're looking for. So for the detailed answers, they expect thorough application of knowledge and understanding of the topic. They expect that you demonstrate clear explanation of both primary and secondary effects of a tropical storm, and that you use detailed case study knowledge to illustrate your answer. A clearer answer, which isn't quite as good, which allows you to get 4 to 6 marks, still shows clear and accurate knowledge, and you demonstrate sound understanding of the effects. This answer may actually have more detailed knowledge of just primary or secondary effects, so it might be slightly imbalanced. And then the basic answer tends to show limited or partially accurate knowledge. It demonstrates some understanding, but they haven't really made a distinction between the types of effects, and it kind of lacks those place-specific details, the case study knowledge. Okay, so going back to our question then. We've defined the command word, we know it's level marked, and we know what's expected to get the top levels. The next thing we need to do is identify the number of points to be made and in what form. If the question is worth 8 marks, it's asking us to talk about primary and secondary effects, so you'll need to decide how many primary effects you're going to talk about and how many secondary effects. Whether you're going to compare them is not really necessary for this question, but you might want to separate them out and talk about primary first and then secondary. Now your actual task for today is to brainstorm either using your notes or without, if you want to put extra challenge for yourself, what you would write in answer to this question. Don't actually write your answer, just brainstorm and bullet point what sort of things you would need to include so that when you're prepared and you finish your notes, you'll be able to answer this question later. Okay, what do you need to include to get 8 marks for your response? Well, things you need to ask yourself are as follows. Have you given the name of your case study and located it? Have you used key facts and statistics such as the number of deaths from the typhoon and how many people were made homeless? Have you referred to specific place names? Have you categorized your effects into primary and secondary? And have you given explanations and reasons why for some of the effects, e.g. the death toll was 6,300 because of drowning, because of the storm surge. You need to link points together and make sure you explain how one thing causes the other. Okay, so this is your chance now to have a look through the exam question again. Make sure you've done the 3 tasks of bugging the question, and then work your way through the steps on the right hand side of the slide. You need to make sure that you've completed this task before our next revision session. You'll be answering this exam question then, and we'll be doing it in test conditions. Okay, good luck.